beba asifo sunsu police for achiri enipa bi a omususu se womu akum eye obi a wanya frinhia aduonum enso oyoba ewo asin dompem afen so wuntumi lawyer wasidi etie bia no omuma enoma ntwimfa wonum so wonu be sori waka no ma wese mra ebeye adwuma ensam no doso yebenya bregebre yebepe bre ne de nsam no nyina amamo ewo anwumre no nsia kase boyi emo midin edi PSA Lodi ora Emmanuel Odro Korea NSM emaye Priscilla ewo efie hanumu a wo chinchim kase no mfidie no fruma amaye ne de aseda ama boshaba electrical so pe wise nkane ahodo a boshaba electrical so benya biato betu bi koton ba kumienu miensa ne yekọ enkoto bola gusu bia ma ofie nkọhye wo dem nkọhye edum pizza ti o keje ti adwa no enhwe animu afei boshaba brusemu baby a yewo ya yebokase mamu afei pizza tantiata akofo dan mu 0322 030838 0536095966 TikTok so Instagram yewo ho boshaba.electricals ubenya ho live promise abanso yewo ahabendro ayeton ubenya bi ato na de asawo de ohun na dodo wo ti pa wo ni subidie hwidon kodo maredia ni nyina ho aduro ewo promise herbal 0535 544681 0535 544681 ensamno enchiremo enie magana bede dadi asamno nyade ne yekọ osofoba enokọ ne ne no akodi nkom afọ lorin kwanhia esi yewo esikuma junction enokuma jo
ya medo
yedo si asamno nyade boyemu
jo sadi wadi ke atemu sabe pele tu de tane ko temu ewo esikuma ene ya se asamode ipa ma ye ni akere won pa na kotimo se yire mo pa na ni nyira ne se o ya ba ni a na go ji to yesa the registration number ATS422-25 Kristo pa ekire mo a ofiri ho e ba be se akọ agreement na ko se o ya passenger ko e na ko no ma ba ko di eye amobe no friends amu ba o mo se eye the activity and as by overtake na what PSC or no lipremu na wa man life na see you ni get that that say akwase no get pa ene pa na o man life no na e was say obomode o man time e o no so e kuma o buso na what be and so after ya pack it no kind of and the registration number GT 725-19. So I pack it planning to move. Then you can see. So who say, oh, Kai, na a patra parking of what you talk of shoes. Nipa in a moment, no. I am the one here. Then you have any financial for a body for under the team. Why is that? I don't say that I can't what you can and I did say a book for your need to now, ultimately, about my you want a reward. Anyone I watch now on color, if you be for a year, and I say, I go to more. I allow what you can see, and so a camera, or no show, I thought the other one, and I have to say, not a year, as the come at the Jamaica and the Pound and so. It's not a new what the Yanam was here.
Go for one once your sofa and okay, that's it. And there was someone with it buy and so some no day so that's a fine before Mama Primus. Everyone will not yamra and for my book to pay highway so punching bonus so you pay it in Tampa punching bonus so baby a fro a last and cry sprinter bus be she honestly young and I shall say the registration number is AS9104-12. Gidi frade na nso na popo twedi ampada wo no bia na eya de fo do no a na wo ka ni mu a omu efri pono is man tem mo ko edwom apa ko nja driver no ni owura John McCarthy olusu control kra na ma se esi na nso five service for ko wo video no a ni ke di wo mo na womo no yanko and self for the one I say for so division for command on what to shut family of official what to say na me and friend adwata wo official you no I was send them I was sing for some potem of 50 man temo abranche na wo hu ma me no ni padua e wo e dem ben bre no adwada na reho pa adwada na ye November na wo ma me no ho na say asa titi ya bobo no ba bia ho ni ade ama na ni mu na mo ja wo ho no ko mu so no mo ja fi ho eba e tire se woni ma me ne preso e wo de mo no mi pa kro no na police for no district crime officer ASP correspondent kan dia ni ya information no ape no mo si ho ko ya ko investigation ene na nam so a ko ma ko fo mo a mo ko kire abrantie ese abrantie no so kwa ya ma me no ni pa ye fie abosian so etwa ya adwo chama ebo nkomo etire mu ye adwo chama ma me a wo firi mu roba etire mu ni mfa arahusemi ho
Timimi has a new field, and who said more Baba. Every mammy them or AP. They don't call her again to say, Timimi has a new field. Njena me frame mi ano bisa nse maami aba o no say that your ma ho na me so ke ni sadia on kan show mo mo bi onyina no mo mra efia mi sie ti mo ma na mu so ma ba tata na ma lucky gate nse ti wo ma na be ku ma ba ko enya akọ na ye ono shedra ndi no bisa me ku ma ne say o hifa na me ku ma ne ka share ni say o ye wo atafi o na me ku ma nsan so we no so ono de wa be fie dada say na me say ko fie dada hifa no fai say na ye fa e damage ye fa no wa bu window na we dwane ko mo na me say da me hon na me so me phone na me rather for ma na ko share be ama da na ko ma me e de na so na me de ntie TMP ko bo me bra mama
abrantie ye mi nua be ma na ne ba nti we bu je ni so a no ko I penny for putting 4 years on the day for 40 years. You know, we are for 4 young kids.
Look at me, but come on, you more shame. I rub some Tell my one to me, and so and Panyaba, I won't come and tell my papa for some. And the lawyer, any lawyer, and the appear could be. Was say Hannah Power, Attorney General, my lawyer Penny. Say na Nigeria we sie say manager ma akonta mine no wa drop charges against no say nka wo ye say obedi aginamu ana say obedi adanse etia MPP Asante Mantem Gen training no nanso wose ni nyina mu no wo hwese atantene ni ebe ya adwuma na won tra ho emiema kaka hunhunu bia enye ne hu.
No, we have just been served with the notice of withdrawal of the fourth accused person.
Yes.
It doesn't change our position. We have still pleaded not guilty. I always sound this warning that we should be careful not to attempt to influence decisions of court. Attorney General is also Minister for Justice, and his role as Minister of Justice is even more important than his role as the Attorney General and Government Prosecutor. So if Attorney General, with all the materials available to him, if it is just for him to only rely on a former accused person to prosecute a matter against one of the accused persons or some of the accused persons, and he thinks that justice may not be undermined, that is his decision. I would have thought that his role as Minister of Justice would have persuaded him at all times to be careful that the freedom and the justice of the moment is served also on all the accused persons until they are proven guilty. But the way that the Attorney General appears to be poaching his own accused persons suggests that there is intent to undermine the cause of justice. We will resist your princess rule.
And the lawyer Emma Chairman Wuntumi and Akasano Yanko Bonbon Simon. Ora Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak Mantripo and Moswafua or Ghana Fisam so say Basurum Yes Robibia Yebekaya 5 million near Juno. Any a 5 million near Juno about why I told ye Pinche Bamuna and was your duty more room. Omo mudi for mo kofa pinche ne ba wona e se ya kire omo ya kire wono nyina se sei de o se suspect makoma kwaduanu ba ako na yenya wo mo egusu a ye hwe enti wo se aban lawyer panyi Attorney General edi hu twuma se de be ya obehwe apɛ atemu nsɛm.
On January 16, 2025, the Inspector General of Police inaugurated a special task force within the Criminal Investigation Department (CID) of the Ghana Police Service. The mandate of the task force was to collaborate with the stakeholders to identify, review, and investigate all electoral violent cases that resulted in fatalities during the 2020 and 2024 general election. The Special Investigation Task Force identified 12 cases that took place during the 2020 and 2024 general election. These cases had resulted in 15 deaths across the country, and well over 40 individuals got injured. The report outlined detailed account of all the 12 cases recorded during the period. The detailed report, which has been submitted to His Excellency the President, also contains the various incidents, how they were brought or got to the notice of the police, and actions taken by investigators in line with the laid down investigation protocol and procedure.
Ora Muhammad Muntaka Mubarak etwa say ayawa so by election so pinche no so what the home susua ni ho adwenkyerɛ nyina report nyina e wo ho no ma omo hwe se atemu be adwuma.
I must be quick to add that I have since directed that the report of the Commission on the Election Violence at Ayawaso West Legon be implemented fully for justice to prevail. 6 each from the 2020 and the 2024 general election, which collectively led to 15 deaths as mentioned earlier and injured 40 others. These incidents span multiple regions, including Bono East, Greater Accra region, Bono region, Northern region, Central region, Savannah, and Asante region.
Man Triple M Honorable Muhammad Muntaka Mubarak Ghana Fisam Swafo any attending no. Yemfri one more no. Yesi one year why small scale mining no. And I say you make come small scale mining no. Ya jimu ha no edio so nwotwe one more license. Na no na bi mu kase wo wasa ntwa ye ni ade no se wo he bi no adwuma ya omo ya ba kiriki bani. Emfa kwa mu omo famra enya adwuma. Nti wo so omo so ye ne sa na aboa amada achi bia no ebi so ahweso e de asua nsem we beto odwa e wo bra Public Accounts Committee etenase na Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources onimnya for Sulemana Yusuf Kwatra ho won ne kwakyerekere sansem yimo.
The issues of fighting miners, large scale companies will be a thing of the past. It's because we don't go through the process and go through it very well. But I want to assure you that we are reviewing the large scale licenses. And again, my able minister has asked me to chair it. Very soon, we will revoke some of those licenses that people have just taken and blocking space and not allowing people to, those who mean business to do their business. We will revoke them and then give it to those who want to do business with them.
And who was some na Honorable Sulemana Yusuf Edisoso says no license ahudwa large scale mining companies so no omo hwem ebinum so de enche yebeje kura.
People had concessions when they didn't need it. People had concessions when they didn't need it. They didn't even know where the land is. And so we have reviewed the small-scale licenses, like I said earlier on, about 1,200, close to 1,300 licenses were reviewed. And when we reviewed them, about 907 irregularities or infractions were identified. We further checked and realized that some were administrative in nature. And so those that were administrative in nature, we asked Minerals Commission to resolve them themselves, which they did. But as I speak to you, just last week, about 278 small-scale mining licenses were revoked. They were revoked because we found that a lot of irregularities that you cannot even resolve were the reasons why we have to revoke them. And we challenged them to take us to court. There were instances where a concession is so close to a community.
Yo, enti yebe free ho no mo swofo abede chiro Ghana nsase obade abodremu nipa etena be ho nsam na Public Accounts Committee wodi nsem we akoto edwa no ho. His Excellency Awula John Dramani Asankusu Mahama Ghana mampanyesi ubi Concordia ebi Victoria enkabo ma ahode nti enchakra Mali Burkina Faso ni Niger yenyina ebe kan bom na yahwe kwan ba ko a ebe faso a yebe ko atutu asem na nsem we ebe to dwa ewo nhemudi a na German President Frank Wallenstein one Ghana na yeye nhemu na nsem we betu dwa na wose se yebetimi akon atutu asem a ni kwan se ba akofo oman ba akopɛ eye wose bibrem oman no yetimi ekabom
Ghana is deeply concerned about recent actions that jeopardize the rule-based international order, especially the global trade system that has supported decades of prosperity and development around the world. The dismantling of established multilateral frameworks and the rise of unilateral protectionism threaten to plunge the world into economic instability, greater inequality and conflict. I invite Germany to share Ghana's strong commitment to multilateralism, the United Nations system, the World Trade Organization, and international law. We urge all nations to resist the lure of economic nationalism and to collaborate in reforming, not dismantling, the institutions that unite us as a globe. The challenges of our era, climate change, pandemics, terrorism, migration, and poverty cannot be tackled by any one nation alone. They require our collective action, dialogue, and compromises.
His Excellency Awula John Dramani Mahama. And no, and that what you said, Ghana. You just why you did now so. That's why you did now so say. Yankopa Babuana Amansan Kuba time. Bejokuo, a shabambo and some swano. Woman so ebeshe. Akabi amaye efade ye pegina bia ai kron ne agina so ne afrese abrofo no ne abibime ne kra enti ye wo se omo pataye no ma bia wo so omo hwe ne ensaka no wo se ensaka enti ye gusuwa ye pe ba bia agina jabra ekron.
Regarding Africa's representation in global governance, Ghana continues its long-standing and legitimate demand for Africa's permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Africa, with 54 countries and over 1.4 billion people, remains the only inhabited continent in this world without a permanent representation on the world's most influential decision-making body. This historical injustice must be corrected. The African Union's Ezulwini Consensus and the CERT Declaration clearly express Africa's stance. The continent demands at least 2 permanent seats with veto power, along with additional non-permanent seats. UN Security Council reform and Africa's rightful place at the table. I wish to commend President Steinmeier and the German government for this principled stand, and Ghana calls on all nations to move beyond rhetoric and take action to make the Security Council more representative, democratic, and legitimate.
His Excellency Awula John Dramani Mahama Ghana Mampenyi. Enkane Ghana Mampenyi abedi achire ene Dr. Ology Baumia. What you say, enoma ema MPP aban gu ye enoma ma 2024 aban ye yi aban no ye nyi MPP nyina no eye fuola ne bo call so sa abre no eka ho ebi eno na ma MPP amanyokuro no entimi eni nkonim osanso edi sobo ni bi ebo MPP mpanimfo ni bi mpanimfo mo de da no no omo se kasa tenten toponko kasa bi omo kasa ya entwa ye sabi kasa na enye a ebae no eno so amwa amanyokuro no
Santina da sada no na nipa bebe nko police station ko na Ghana ha nyina na saa na etie nipa ebufuye mo se mo kan kire mo se na maybe aye koto aba no na ahokyere bi aba na niema boɔ akɔsoro uhwa academia sa aye koto aba no yetu petrol mu se mo kai ma driver for nipa bebre ebufuye almost ka say uhwe yam party for na kasa omukasa tia MPP no yam party pingin for na emma MPP nya akono na NDC so efa sa kasa ya yan pingin for ya no omudi ye advert na omudi tia MPP for
His Excellency Elogi Dr. Baumia enkane Ghana mampanyina wote gamam yako enkramentem gan West Crescino emo Sapeman Pobiman eni nkroto bi ewo ho no no my demonstration omo se he hanya ya nye nanso bridge bi ewo ho de e ha wono mo pa omo brem tum na agajia enti e wo se wono mo kasem
We are demanding for our food bridges. Every Amasama, Ecoplane, Mazula Junction, and if I know about my old trim called Mana, there's no food bridge. There are toilets. There are small demonstrations. There are back to AB, MCD, KaseÄ, SEAT.
Ehon someone no demonstration no ehon sam eno no na uko mrashabedwa fia mrashabedwafo a wono mo mpeso e wo atifi do mantem anum no omo so omo ye baako say MPP o say NDC o no mo hwesem puntuo ebepa empotem hono na ma atifi do mantem manfo enya wono ho fa ahodie.
Northern part of this country has huge vast expanse of arable land that remain uncultivated, undeveloped, and unirrigated. And then the youth of the north are compelled to run to the south to come and engage in menial jobs, and some go to the cocoa growing areas to try and then work in the forest belt, because there the rainfall patterns enable agriculture to be done better than up north.
Ehun sam no onimanya for Mahama Ayariga na no say omo hwese agriculture betumpon ewo etifi do mantem ho.
Took a decision that one area that we want to focus on is to develop the agricultural potential of the north as the breadbasket of the country. We believe that that's something we can do. So we took some strategic decisions, looked at past studies that have been done regarding the potential of the north as the breadbasket of the country, and decided to zero in on that as one project. And so we invited our regional ministers from all the 5 regions. They came down, and then we engaged the regional ministers on the idea of transforming the north into the breadbasket of the country. And the regional ministers bought into the idea, And so we tasked them to go back and then study the various available locations where we could really.
Onumanyafo Mahama Ayaruga ena yakotie nene eno. Wasam yansam onumasam omamunsam. Nia yansam yade mamu se kase numu ensam. Yetoa ensam no eso na yakọ ahoma no so akodi enkomo afa Bible mu asam eho ene. Na apostle wa ahoma no so. Apostle Majo Odi enyumre ye ba ho a na wadawroma ye pese wo kyerɛkyerɛ yen na yetimi boy ebra ye ewo Kristo mu.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Ai wadawroma. Na me se enyumre kyerɛkyerɛ ye kwan a ye bɛbɔ ye mbra ewo Kristo mu. Na aboa yen. Ye ni nipa ntam.
Yo, really, that. Yeah, so the area to air con area. We have this was very much my brother will see as I will see. I is a very great and say, you could yes, definitely I have to get and also the name would that all my what the young court yes, from a person yes, yes, and no and brass. They will see the as the attorney. The black here that was the yes, the brass or the young put to the player is near because he has several and the brass and still you can see. And then say, yeah, will be out and you're so successful. And so it's not so many people today. If you're the call and never have a woman, yes, after we keep it here, and as I say, after we a girl up here. But you will remove the most today that they have to play or the afraid them, they put the idea that you are yet that's what you want. I feel then my ex afraid of us as the world, then it's a woman or yeah, down that. If you are a man with the cushion, you're culture. It's Italian culture. So we have to say, I dear Bema and said, you are. Then, I say, I'm pretty clear say, yeah, and for you, and I say, you are, you and so, and who put it up there, and they yes, that's the more okay, I probably the organization at the right or stay. So I'm back. And I'm not a year or so. And I'll speak a papaya, and I use and I did then I am for starting to crew. I'm not the great who are so far. Sorry, that I build the away from you. If you never not trust one of you elegant, or get you free, will be afraid and that's a because that the everything is one or three. Be ye holy, for I am holy. For that, it is possible to see God or to now to see God or see. Yes, that's the way that it is. It's a couple year 8 already. If you are not a few, the prayer back with this guy and I pray this guy of after every day of your book of prayer. It is impossible to do so. so that you decide what ways that they will see how say you know that the trust is the best of any a clever first to say they could be a bravo and the entire one day and the also want to say but not the one the one say or body and you go here I will keep you on our two so from there the book more dear although I make it provision. Yeah, I am say that if you only not do your say, you the curve, the method the show. Then you may, yes, after a month, good year, you know, still, you will see anything. That's one. We start here, when you are interested in your giving an attitude, a candidate is yes, yesterday. And I'm going to pray about so that yes,
Yes, so yeah, that's Apostle Emmanuel Nyako Victory Baptist Bible Church. I don't know that, and then you know what church, yeah, that's a pam. Aha, na yade kase ni be senior dia seda. I'm a promise about 0535544681. Boshaba Electrical 0322 030838 0536095966 Boshaba.electricals. Instagram yawo ho, TikTok so ho boshaba.electricals. Priscilla Obapa Priscilla chinchi mafidie ne ema me ora Emmanuel Odro ko ria ne semo metin e di PSA Ladi sorry so na dwumadi e friend asetenapa atwaso Domino's Vobiscom Eradia Somdwe nkan